All right, chat. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to remove and install a new garbage disposal. If you guys are wondering which garbage disposal I was using, it is going to be the American Standard Slimline Food Waste Disposer, 1 1/4 horsepower, and you can get this from Costco. So this is how it looks down below. As you can see, there's a few things holding it on. There's this hose that connects to the dishwasher, and then this tube. Everything else is free except for up here. So we want to start by removing this screw and these 2 screws on the back side of there. Yeah, first things first, you guys always start by unplugging it. Lefty loosey, righty tight. Kind of hard to see, but I need space here, guys. All right. So this one's gonna be from the back end here. This one's gonna be the hardest screw to get to. You are going to experience some drippage, and if it's a broken one, it's going to really stink really bad. So I recommend having some air freshener. Real simple. Unscrew here. Get some rags underneath here, as you can see. You're going to need a lot. Have them on standby. It's always best to try to replace it with the same exact one, but if it's really outdated, you're gonna have to get a new, different one. And it's pretty simple to figure out the differences. So as you can see, it just comes right out. You don't need to, so if you're installing this new piece, because it's a new unit, it's really simple. Slides out, so this white piece slides down. You get the new elbow. It'll probably come with a rubber gasket. If it doesn't, make sure you have a gasket of some type. So this piece is gonna become separate from this. So you take this, slide it over, so the gasket's in front. And then you put that piece and then slide it in. The magic garbage disposal, how it connects. It's quite simple. Twist. And it drops. Now, as you can see, we have 3 screws that need to be undone. Phillips, most likely. It's a little hard to get to. Just to make it easier to get to that ring. And then, get something under there. I'm gonna get a flathead. If you're not used to loose screws and stuff laying around and knowing where you put them, I suggest getting a little Tupperware and putting all your bolts and screws in there. So like you get the flathead, you wanna grab this little pin out. This holds this top piece assembly on, so make sure you prepare for it to drop down. And falls down. All right, next thing would be this part comes right off. This little rubber piece, let's keep that removed. Just slides right out. Grab it from the, simple as that. Now, trying to correct my wrongs, which is the reason why I'm doing this video, because this is going to be my second time doing this. I'm going to take an old hardcover book like this. Coach. Pull out your old ring. And you want to put, all right, now you're ready to put your new one in. And this gasket is glued on, unfortunately. Try to get it off because it's not supposed to be glued on. We're just gonna leave it there because we don't want to mess it up. But your new one's gonna come with a cardboard seal. That's not supposed to have any glue, or this is what I'm using today, flex glue. It's waterproof, so it's plumbers approved for plumbing, you can see. Now, this is what you have after the old garbage disposal has been removed. You have your piece here and your tube, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag and clean up this area. We're gonna be putting the new epoxy or whatever you call it, you know, to seal it off. Okay, that looks great. Get your new one, it's gonna be clean. Take your flex seal or whatever epoxy you're using and get it on this edge, because basically you're wanting to seal this part. So you want to get it on the part that touches there. I'm gonna be generous with this. Just try to get it as clean as a bead as you can across the whole surface. It's gonna touch. And you can also add a bead on this edge too. Just for a double layer. This part doesn't need to be as much though. Just an extra little layer of protection. Try not to mess up your bead up top either. So this is how my bead looks. On the whole lip. And I also added a second one on the sidewall. Okay, time for, if you're a PTSD, not PTSD, OCD, make sure these words are lined up facing you. Drop it on in, try not to touch too much. Don't overthink this part. Just get the word straight, boom. And don't twist or turn. Just drop it in there. Plumber's putty is what they call it. So as you can see, we got that done. And then goes into the sink hole. This is the sink, by the way, that little square part. Goes into the sink hole, and then that cardboard washer. You don't need to put any plumber's putty on there because the plumber's putty only goes there. Then we put our metal ring after the, like I said, I left that on there. So you would put the cardboard first, and then you put the metal ring right here, lips down. So the parts with the ridges underneath. And then you go and install that, which is right here. And then the lip, these parts facing down, the ridges down. So this, like this, up. And then you put your ring to hold it on. Okay, this is, understand this before you put it on. It stretches like this. Ridges down, ridges down. Put this end around the lip. And then push to the other side. Around, try not to put too much pressure. And then down. All right, next things next is gonna be these screws. This puts pressure onto the top sink, so it pulls that seal, pushes that part that we installed up top down. This is what gets it to have pressure to seal that glue real good. This is what these screws are for. As you can see, it uses the pin that we put there, the ring, to hold this in place and push away from that top part, which pulls that other piece down. All right. These have to be somewhat tight. Yeah, I would say pretty tight so you don't have to worry about that thing spinning around when you try to spin your garbage disposal on. Just try to do it at an even rate. don't need to go overkill. So let's swing back up top. Pull off our garbage disposal. And see what we got. A little bit of leftover here. Clean that up. Clean this up. Clean up any glue. Alright. This could just shoot down on in there. Mix these next. These ridges right here, boom, 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 are what slides onto this part. 1, 2, and 3 in the back. So let's try to get it, bro. So number one thing most people forget to do with their new ones is there's gonna be a plug right here. You wanna take something blunt. So you got something like this where you could take the screwdriver out and then hit it with a hammer. Boom, 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 boom. It'll pop out of this end and then you remove it. That's super important because if you don't do that, your dishwasher won't push out the water and then you'll be in big trouble. Oh, so that's a good twist, really. So don't worry about it, get it perfect. All right. And then take your screwdriver. Sorry, I couldn't get you guys up close there. You just have to figure out those lips. Take your screwdriver. And then to get it extra snug through that hole, and twist. All right. We're almost done, guys. All right, so now, like I said, take your new piece here. It's gonna look like this. Slide this ring. Make sure the flat part, it doesn't need to be perfect, but it's gonna be a flatter surface and then a rounder side. Put the flatter towards the seal. Then put this. And I don't know why mine came with this, but it came with this little weird thing. I'm just gonna use it just cause. With this little clip. I guess that's just to hold it there while we're doing it. Maybe might help out a little bit, not too much. Slide this down there. More bam. Alright. And then, alright, since we're gonna get this part on first since it's harder. Okay, real simple. You guys are all in the way. Get out of my way, dude. Sorry if my head's blocking. Pull this and hold the unit and then end of the hose. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Move this to the end. Might have to loosen it up a bit. Don't have it too loose because then it won't stay in place while you're trying to tighten it on there. Get it one last little nudge. Boom. And then tighten this just like that, boys. And girls. Boys and girls, because a girl could do this too. You know? Make sure it's nice and snug. All right, boys. Last step. If you stayed with me this far, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. All right, boys. Simple as this. Twist both together. Together, together. Just like that. Make sure that seal goes inside that hole though. All right. Just like that, boys. And then get that out the way. Now your 2 screws. Just get both threaded first. Hardest screw is back here. But if you're handy, you'll know how to get to it. Might have to get dirty. And it stinks out here, guys. It stinks. Alright. Alright, please. Finish the rest off. I tighten it. This is going to tighten the ring. Simple as that. Alright, I'll tighten these down. I want these nuisance. Snuggle down real nice. Oh yeah. That's the final step. Not the last and final. We got one more. And that is to plug in your unit. And get this ring one last time. Let's go. All right, clean up any mess down here. That's how it should look. Simple as that. Here's how the top looks. Like I said, got the American Standard facing you, straight up. Comes with this. Real cool. All right, boys. If you want to test it, just try not to get it on the ring. So you can pull this down. The ring's going to take a while to cure. So just pull the water in. Turn your water on. And check underneath for leaks. Try number 2. If you did drip any water, which I did, no rush, just wipe it up. Try to get the seams. You can see no leaks whatsoever. Good to go. Yeah. All right, you guys, that was a success. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want more videos like this, it's your boy Big Matt. Hope you guys enjoyed. More how-tos coming to you soon. Peace.